Thousands of dollars a month on the TikTok rewards program by using AI tools to completely automate the video creation process. As you guys can see, this is a sneak peek behind the scenes preview of one of my TikTok pages I am currently running, where as you guys can see, up to date, it is currently making me anywhere from about $50 to $150 a day. And at the peak, this page in particular was actually making me up to $7,000 a month at its very height. Now, obviously it's slowed down a bit. It's still making me a few thousand monthly, and this is all automated, literally spending no time at all using a few AI tools. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly how you can replicate this and start printing some cash on TikTok via TikTok automation, and it's very easy. Now, the best part about this TikTok automation strategy is that you only need one AI tool and software known as VideoTalk to fully automate the entire video creation process. VideoTalk is an AI video generator that also has a bunch of extra features that you guys can see here. There is UGC ads, you can create custom AI avatars, and the list goes on and on. So in case you guys are looking for other ways to make money online, VideoTalk also has other avenues. But for the purposes of this video, all you need to do is come up here and go to the AI video generator, and that is literally the only tool you are going to need for this TikTok automation strategy. So let's go ahead and click on create a video. And then we're going to come over here and click on create video, and it will take you to this screen here where the first step is to put in your script or prompt that you want the AI to generate your video based off of. And for me personally, I just use Grok over on Twitter. You guys can use ChatGPT or really any of the different advanced AIs to find scripts, and it really just depends on the niche you're following. But for the purposes and example in this video, I am just going to be doing the football story niche, which is a niche that I've actually been running on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. It is not super saturated, and it has a massive market since football is global. As you guys can see, I literally told it to give me a funny story based on real life events that happened relating to FC Barcelona. And then I told it could be a story that most people never even heard of. And then you got to make sure that you tell it to make the script long enough to be 60 to 70 seconds, as it's very important for the TikTok rewards program that these videos we're generating are over 1 minute long and nothing less. So all we have to do is copy and paste the script that it actually generated for us, and then we are going to go ahead and paste that into this section here, and that is step one done. Now, once you guys have done this, we're gonna go and make sure that the aspect ratio is selected to 9:16 or vertical. If you guys are doing long form automation content on YouTube, you can also utilize this to do long form aspect ratios as well. But of course, for TikToks, we're strictly going to keep it as vertical. Now, you can also manually change the duration, but if your script is long enough, then I would definitely recommend you guys go and do auto, because this will automatically have it flow perfectly. If you manually select the time and your script doesn't really fit it that well, the AI might have to trim and change your script, which you don't really want it to do. The next step is to select the media style here, which is basically what type of AI video model it'll use to generate the images and artwork. So of course, I usually just use the base Fluxnell, as this does just as good of a job as the others, and it's very cheap in terms of the credits used. But if you guys are looking for some more high quality generation and artwork, you can come down here and they have some that literally uses the exact models that ChatGPT uses, which are some of the highest end AI models that are available right now. But of course, it's going to cost more credits, and we're trying to keep this as cheap as possible, so that way all the money you're making from TikTok automation is mostly profits. Now, once we have the media style selected, we're gonna come down here to the art style, where there is a bunch of different art styles and themes that they will utilize when it comes to the images and video generation that it will use for our TikTok. I personally like to just use the base VideoTalk style, but depending on the niche and theme that your videos and pages are following, you guys can really just scroll through and find which ones you like. They have hyper-realism, they have some NFT art, they also have some that are based on horror. I know that the AI horror story niche is very popular, so that would be a really good art style for any videos in that niche. But again, it really just depends on the type of videos you're making. So since we are doing a generic footy story video, we're just gonna keep it simple and use the Video Talk style, but you guys can really generate and use a lot of these and just figure out which ones you prefer based on the style and look of the art it generates. Now, once we have that selected, we can come over here and select the language. Of course, most of you guys are probably going to be doing English, as English speaking audiences usually give you better RPM and CPM rates, which just makes you earn more money per 1,000 views. But it really just depends, again, on the niche and target audience you're going for. If you are trying to convert an English page into Spanish and reach new audiences across the globe, then you can utilize that on Video Talk as well. And you could literally make the same video in like 5 different languages super easy. Now, finally, we have to select the AI voice. They have a massive, massive list. So again, just like the art styles, you guys can really just go through and click a bunch of these and see which ones you guys prefer. The ones down lower do cost more credits, but they are higher quality. But for the purposes of this video, I just always use the base alloy voice, which is only 30 credits, making this as cheap as possible when it comes to the video generation, so you can utilize your credits and generate more videos for cheap. Now, once we have all of our settings selected and we have our script pasted and double check to make sure it's good, we can go ahead and click on generate video. Now, before it generates the video, it's going to pop up allowing you to review the script. This is very important because you guys will realize here that it gives you an approximate length for the video based off of the script and prompt that you have typed. So right now it's telling us that the approximate length for this video is going to be anywhere from 46 seconds to a minute, which is actually on the lower end. So what we can actually do is go back to Grok or go back to where you have your scripts and video ideas and just add a little bit to the end of this one just to confirm and make sure that this video will be at least 60 seconds long or longer, which is what qualifies for the TikTok rewards program. If you guys are utilizing this to do YouTube Shorts automation, then you don't really have to worry about the duration as much because those videos can be under 60 seconds. So after copy and pasting a little bit extra into the script here, you guys can now see that the approximate length of the video went from 46 seconds all the way up to anywhere from a minute 6 to a minute and 26 seconds, which is honestly a pretty ideal length. Anywhere from a minute to 90 seconds long is usually the sweet spot when it comes to TikTok automation. And I've noticed that a lot of my videos that are around a minute and 10 seconds are usually the ones that go the most viral and make the most money. So now that we have the script all set, we're going to click on next. It'll generate and finalize the script, and then it will take us to one more storyboard portion before we can finalize and have it start generating our TikTok for us. So essentially what it does is it breaks down your story or TikTok into 12 different prompts, allowing you to basically go through and just see what each section of the video is going to entail. And then you can also add some custom notes for the AI. If you have specific images or imagery that you want shown for each prompt, you can go ahead and do that. But what I've noticed is once your script is set and it breaks it down to all 12 storyboard prompts, you really don't have to do too much, as it does a really good job pacing the video for you and breaking it down into 12 segments. So once you guys review through all of this and make sure it's good, we can then go ahead and click create video. It's going to cost a total of 500 credits, which is like basically the cheapest you can do, since we used all of the cheapest artwork and voices for in terms of credits. And now after about 30 seconds to a minute, it's going to fully generate and create a banger TikTok that we will then watch. And then I'm also going to show you guys how you can slightly improve it within the editing software that Video Talk has to offer. And within a few minutes, you have a viral TikTok that's going to be printing you thousands of dollars in the TikTok rewards program. All right, so the video is finally done being generated. So let's go ahead and click on open video. And it's going to take you to an area on Video Talk that will basically allow you to see the editing timeline. And before we show you guys how to improve the video and alter it a little bit to make it as good as possible, let's just see what the default video it generated actually is, just to show you guys that even without any post editing, this is still a pretty decent video and you literally don't have to do much. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a watch and see what Video Talk generated for us.
Imagine this. It's March 23rd, 1902. And FC Barcelona is just finding its footing. They're playing a friendly match against Català FC, but the pitch is a muddy mess. Barca is already down by 1 goal when something truly bizarre happens. A whistle blows, stopping the game cold. But the referee didn't blow it. Players are completely confused, looking around, shouting, "Who did that?" It turns out, a rogue spectator, armed with his own whistle, just wanted to mess with them. The unexpected interruption completely...
Alright, so you get the general idea. It's a pretty good video, but there is a lot of subtle things you can do in the editing that are very easy that will take this video to the next level and make it a lot more engaging, especially when you consider that the average viewer on TikTok has a very, very bad attention span. So you want this video to pop out as much as possible and keep people's attention, as audience retention on TikTok and really just any video platform is one of the main metrics they use to promote it in the algorithm. So the first thing we're going to want to change here is the captions and text popping up on the screen. This is always the default that Video Talk will use, and all you guys have to do to change this is go down to the editing timeline, click on the captions right here, and it will pop up all of these settings on the left-hand side. Me personally, I like to use some of these default settings as they have presets, and you could really just scroll through, click on all of them and see exactly what they look like. But from my personal experience, anything yellow or orange that is very bold usually stands out the best. So I like to use this one here. In case you guys don't like any of the presets or templates that Video Talk has to offer, you could also come up here and just manually change the color. And then along with that, we can also change the font size of the text and also the vertical positioning, which is a little bit more important than most people think. Naturally, when people watch short form vertical content, their eyes will normally gravitate towards the center or upper center of the screen around this area, which is why most of the viral YouTube shorts and TikToks you see, the text will be in that area as your eyes naturally gravitate there. So we're going to position it to be right here. And now that it's bold and yellow, the text already pops out a lot better and doesn't really bleed into the background images and videos as much, which just makes the video look cleaner. Now, something else you can do to make the video a lot more engaging, especially for the TikTok brain rot viewers out there, is come up here to the right-hand side and click on the image shake. We're going to go ahead and enable movement, and there is a few different settings here, but personally I like the TikTok setting. You guys will realize that once you have this setting enabled, it'll actually add some subtle zooms, shake, and movement to the images, which is just something extra you can do to help with viewer retention and audience retention. Personally, I like to scale this down to around 25 to 30%, so that way there is just a little bit of subtle movement, and it's a lot easier to do than if you were to make this yourself in Adobe Premiere, where you would have to keyframe and find all these images manually. You can just do it automatically in Video Talk, and it takes like 2 extra seconds. Now, the final aspect in post-editing that you can do to also make the video a little bit better is come over here to transitions. They have a bunch of default transitions. Personally, I think the slide blur or the camera burn are some of the best transitions, and all you have to do is select them. You can also come over here and change the speed at which the transitions happen. And you guys will notice that right away, it automatically applies the transitions between the images. And again, it just makes the video a little bit more engaging. Combine that with the better text and captions popping up and subtle movements and zooms, and now you have yourself a pretty banger TikTok that literally took 5 minutes to make because Video Talk automatically generates and does everything for you all in one place. Another thing to note here is that the video length is absolutely perfect. The video ended up being a total of 1 minute and 14 seconds. You obviously can trim and fine tune your scripts if there is like an exact duration you want your video to be, but the estimate that it gives you whenever you're putting your prompt and script in is usually pretty accurate, and this confirms that since it is over 1 minute, this would be valid for the TikTok reward program, and this would make money at a decent RPM rate since the video is well over 1 minute long. So now that our TikTok is complete and everything post-editing is officially done with the transitions, better captions, and also some subtle movement, all you have to do is come up here to the top right corner, click on export video. It'll render it for you automatically in 1080. It'll render the video automatically in HD and in vertical form, and then from there you can go ahead and post it on TikTok, and this will allow you to mass produce TikToks, YouTube Shorts, or even if you guys are doing long form content. And that is how myself, along with many others, automatically make videos and money monthly on TikTok rewards program by putting in very little work and literally doing not much other than doing a few prompts and editing in Video Talk itself. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful and informative. I'll have a link down in the description to Video Talk if you guys want to check it out. You can have a free trial before having to spend a little bit of money. And of all the video generators out there that I've tested and used, this is by far the best and cheapest that you guys can utilize to help your YouTube automation and TikTok automation journey, and overall just help you guys make more money online. So make sure to subscribe, drop a like on the video, and let me know down in the comments what video and softwares you guys want us to review next on the channel.